This time I want to talk to you about crocheting square shapes, because last time we talked about round shapes. So this time I want to show you how to crochet things that has edges. Let's do this. To begin with, I want to show you how to do a triangle. And what you do is you chain 2 and then you do 2 single crochet in the first stitch. Then you turn and chain 1. And then you do 2 single crochet in each stitch. And this is going to be worked in rows, but the pattern is almost the same as when we work in rounds. So from now on, you're going to turn, then chain 1, or chain 1 and turn as I do, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. Then the next row is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So 2 single crochet in the same. And you're going to do that for the entire row. And then when we come back, you will do 1 single crochet in each row. So it's basically the same as going in the round, but you're just, every other round is just 1 single crochet in each stitch. And we do this, first of all, to not increase too rapidly, but also in order to make it a little bit more square, or I don't know what you would call it, a little bit less round. Because crochet has a tendency to become very round. Now when you're done with it, to make it 3-dimensional, of course you want to add sides to it. But the first row I really want to lay flat, because I don't think I'm done with this shape yet. So in every corner, you're going to chain 2 when you turn, making the corner more, giving it more of an edge rather than a rounded edge. A sharp edge rather than a rounded edge. And then you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and where there isn't a stitch, you're just going to single crochet in, where you can put it. So here you can see again in the pointed part of our triangle, I'm again doing a single crochet, then I'm chaining 2 and then another single crochet in order to make that corner nice and sharp. So this is the last corner. Can you imagine how round this would have been if I hadn't done 1 single crochet in each for a couple of rounds, for every other round? Because right now it really is very round. So at the bottom we really want a sharp edge too, and it's not possible. But we can sort of make something that looks a little bit as if it is sharp. And we do that by only crocheting in the front loop. This means that the bottom loop is going to lay there and act as a sort of line that sort of it's going to look a little bit more squarish than if we didn't. Then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around until I have the height that I want. And on this one I am doing a crust. And I'm doing that by going back and forth on the short edge a couple of times in order to make it high enough for a crust. And I'm also, here I am making a couple of bubbles, meaning a bubble stitch, and then I do a double crochet. And I'm just doing that for the entire row of the crust so that I can sew that down in a minute and make it a crust. If you don't want to make something that looks like pie, don't do this. Here you can see the bottom edge that we left. It's of course round, but it looks a little bit more square than if we didn't do this. Then I make the the triangle again that we made for the bottom, and I'm just using that for the top. And here you can see me sewing down the crust. Then I am filling it and closing it. And then we have a square, a triangle piece of pie. in order to do a square piece of cake, you can of course go back and forth like we just did. Just pick a number of stitches and then crochet back and forth. But you can also do it like this. And I'm going to show you this because it's a little bit harder. So chain 2 and then do 6 single crochet in the first stitch on your chain. And then join to make a round. Now in order to make the corners, you're going to increase in every stitch on this round, and then you're going to do you're going to chain 2 between the 3rd and the 4th, the 6th and the 7th, the 9th and the 10th, and between the 12th and the 1st stitch. This will give you 4 corners evenly spread out. So we can now work in these going forward. And just like with the triangle, you can then go around the base until you have the size that you want. So where in the triangle I only went around once, I am going to go around this until I have the size that I want. And because I am replacing all of the edges all the time by doing a chain 2 in each corner, it will still lay flat. It won't start to curl or go upwards until we start doing 1 single crochet in each stitch. So now I have the size that I want, and then I'm going to do exactly the same as with the triangle, that I'm making a single crochet in each, but only in the top loop, or the front loop, or what you want to call it, so that I have the bottom loop at the bottom, making it look square. And then of course just 1 single crochet in each stitch in order to make the sides, and I changed color around the way to make it less boring. And then I made the top again and sewed that on to make it a complete square. Now, I didn't think the corners were square enough. They were very round, so I'm going down there with some yarn and I'm just embroidering, I guess, some corners on there. I'm not actually sewing it together. I am just making a raised edge where I want the side to be. And of course I'm not going over the white. Now, on top of it, I wanted some whipped cream, and I've just done a round, and then I have not filled it with anything, so I can pinch it to make it a shape of something like whipped cream, and then I'm sewing that on. If you want to see how to do rounds, you can just go back to last week's video. I also made some berries. It's just the same. It's the same thing. So here we are, that's a piece of cake, and that's a piece of pie, and I hope you enjoyed this. So here they are, and these are the things I made last week. This is just, most of this is from doing things in the round. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.